Hello, my name is Rob and this is Metal Monthly. This is a video series where we talk about everything that happened in metal music over the last month. And as I've been doing recently, I'm going to try and do this all in one shot, not editing anything because it makes it a lot more fun for me and it makes editing a lot easier. So let's begin and talk about albums. What albums came out in May? First off, POD with Veritas. Yes, POD, the 90s nu metal bands. They did Alive and Youth of the Nation and probably something else. Who knows? That's their two good songs. But apparently this is their 11th studio album. They've been going for quite a long time. Who knew? They're also Christian. Apparently they're a Christian band. Did not realise that. Anyway, so this album came out, Veritas. Apparently it's Latin for truth. Because, yeah, that's a thing you name a metal album, of course it is. So this came out to pretty positive reviews, even if most of those reviews say, yeah, it's fine, it's not groundbreaking, it's POD, it's pretty decent nu metal, it sounds like they did in the 90s. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. If you like nu metal from the 90s, there you go, here's some more of it. I listened to it, it was fine. I've never been the biggest fan of POD, as I say, there's two good songs. Noticeably, there weren't any like great choruses in them. I feel like I remember their older songs having more like building up to a chorus and then doing that. These didn't really have that. Like they didn't really build up to like a peak. We Aren't Afraid to Die was probably the best song and it got the closest to that, but even that wasn't really that good. It's pretty good if you remember POD and you'd like to see what they're up to now. There you go, check this out. Next up, Powerman 5000 with Abandoned Ship. Powerman 5000, or it's changed it into Postman 5000, industrial hard rock, nu metal, that kind of thing. He makes fun industrial music that you can dance to. He's also the brother of Rob Zombie, which is the weirdest fact. I love that. Anyway, this is also Powerman 5000's 11th studio album, bloody hell. And this was heavier than I was expecting. Yeah, I feel like his older stuff was more dancey, this was more heavy. They always have rhythmic driving force, some rough guitar riffs, and his rough vocals, but like he never sings. He does that kind of, is it staccato, talk singing kind of thing, which I really like. It sounds like Powerman 5000, but there's no like bangers here. There's nothing incredible. Again, it's treading old ground, but it's pretty good. Next up, Bring Me the Horizon with Posthuman Next Gen. Now, anyone who knows me knows I don't like Bring Me the Horizon. It's nothing against them, they're just not my cup of tea. If you watch my download video, you'll notice that I walked away halfway through because I was bored. It's not for me. But I tried to not have prejudice against this album. Even if the album cover with a creepy doll has been done 1,000 times, and I did wonder if it was done with AI. It isn't, but it looks like it is. Anyway, aside from that, I tried to not be prejudiced. So I listened to it and I didn't really enjoy it. It's metalcore, which I've never really been the biggest fan of. It's got distortion, it's got weird vocals. It's not really my kind of thing. Shut up. If I heard select tracks of this on a night out, I would dance to it and I would go, oh, this is fine for a night out. Listening to the album as a whole, I really got bored, really not interested. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. Cool. As the album, yeah, as a whole album, it was fine. There's too much going on and it feels bloated. That was my general takeaway. Anyway, next up, Bad Omens with Concrete Jungle. This is another American metalcore band who apparently always get compared to Bring Me the Horizon. So I saw that and kind of went, oh, I don't really want to review them. But apparently the band does not like being compared to Bring Me the Horizon. They want to be unique. They don't appreciate that. Although they were supposed to be on a tour with Bring Me the Horizon, so make up your minds, guys. So Concrete Jungle is not a studio album, it's kind of a compilation of their other songs. They've called it a soundtrack, but it's not a soundtrack to a game or a movie. It was confusing. It contains a lot of their best songs, but also a bunch of songs where they collaborate with other musicians. So there's one with Bob Vylan on it, and I love Bob Vylan, and that song is great. They also did some stuff with Wargasm and Poppy and a few other artists who I've literally never heard of. So I listened to the album and I loved this album. Bad Omens are great and they sound nothing like Bring Me the Horizon. I don't know why they get compared to them. I like the vocalist clean stuff. He does some rough vocals as well, but the ratio is very much on the clean side, and I love that. Metalcore needs a little bit of rough vocals, not much. It's got fuzzy, rough guitar riffs, which I absolutely enjoy. And I saw a lot of praise for the drummer online, and the drumming is fine. Didn't really think there was anything to write home about. Anyway, this was a great album, really enjoyed this. On my scale of Concrete Jungles, it goes the song, then this album, then the 70s exploitation film, which is saying something because I quite enjoyed that film. Right, next up is Music Festival Explorer. This is my website where I write about things, although I haven't for the last like 3 or 4 months. But this month I have, and I have written my ranking of the soundtrack to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1. It's 10 songs, they're all fantastic, but I ranked them. So go give it a read, link in the description. What I put as number 1 will shock you. It won't, it's the song you're thinking of, but go read it anyway. I really enjoyed writing that. And finally, we have the fun stories. Oh, I suppose fun story, which is that Download is this month. I'm not going to Download this year, but I can still be excited for it, and I can still keep up to date with what's going on. And what's going on is, I can't get the pages off. They are changing the rules about how much alcohol you can bring. But they've always had rules about that, but it seems like they might be being more strict about this, pushing people more towards the bars, which just makes me glad that I'm not going, because the bars are really expensive. They've also said they've sorted the parking fiasco from last year, which, let's wait and see, because last year Slam Dunk had the similar system and that fucked up. And now this year Slam Dunk happened a few weekends ago, and that was really bad. So we'll see how Download does it this year. To be fair, Slam Dunk's issues were because of the rain. If it doesn't rain for Download, it might be fine, but we'll see. And finally, Andy Hopping said there was going to be a big band doing a secret set at Download. And so who is it going to be? I saw online people were suggesting anything. Yumi at 6, Weezer, Ice Nine Kills. Someone suggested Slipknot. Let's face it, if Download could book Slipknot again, they would put them headlining. They wouldn't put them as a secret set because they want people to buy the tickets to go see the band. I'm just going to say that it's going to be Skindred because I think that would be really funny. There was one guy on Reddit who kept saying, I know who it is, and it's none of the bands that you've said. And in one comment, he said it was going to be Parkway Drive. And honestly, I could kind of see that. I don't think they're huge enough to headline, and they would be a really cool secret set. So we'll see. If it does happen to be them, then we all owe Busy Visit 4490 an apology. That's everything. That is everything I have for you this month. If you've listened to any of the albums I mentioned, please let me know in the comments what you thought of them. If you're going to Download this year, have fun. For me, I'm kind of annoyed that I'm not going, but meh, whatever. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. My name is Rob. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Otherwise, I'll see you next month.